Disney announces new ways to upgrade your complimentary Magic Band. Extra Magic Hours coming to Walt Disney World this fall for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. A couple files a lawsuit against Disney saying they were exposed to bedbugs last year. And Hollywood Studios gets a new logo. All this and our 50 tweaks for 50 years coming up next on the QuickDisTakesPodcast. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the QuickDisTakesPodcast, Episode 9. I am your host, Tim LeBeau, and I am sad to report that I am again doing the show by myself. We are trying to get a new co-host in here. There have just been so many scheduling conflicts. It's been very difficult for everyone, but we will, at some point, I promise, have a co-host to this show. But with all that said, let's jump right into the news and see what's going on around Disney World. So Disney will soon be offering upgrades to your complimentary Magic Band that you receive when you book your Disney trip and that they ship to your home 11 days prior to your trip. According to the Disney Parks blog, Disney hotel guests, along with new and renewing annual pass holders, will soon have the option to upgrade their complimentary solid color Magic Band to a Magic Band that features designs and their favorite Disney characters. There will be over 30 designs to choose from, and the price of the upgrade will reflect a $14.99 discount off the regular retail cost through the My Disney Experience website. I always find these types of things interesting when Disney does them. I know that there's a market out there. I know that people like to design their Magic Bands. I, for one, am not one of those people. I never quite understood the idea of it. But with that said, people enjoy it, so Disney offers it. And it's just another way for Disney to make money on little details. You know, if it's costing you an extra $7, $8, $9, $10, whatever the price point is to do this, that adds up, obviously. And Disney continues to offer just little tweaks. And I know some people that are pass holders like myself like to have their particular style Magic Band that is designed to their favorite movie or their favorite attraction in the park and things like that. So you continue to see these offerings, and now they're allowing you to actually tack it on to the free Magic Band that you got. So I guess it saves you a little bit of money, but still is offering another way for you to do it. So it's just another way to put money in their pocket. And it's kind of an obvious decision. I'm honestly surprised it's taken this long for them to come up with the idea. Up next, some more interesting and exciting news. Disney is going to be offering extra Magic Hours, and it's going to include Hollywood Studios and Galaxy's Edge. From 8/29 to 8/31, Disney's Hollywood Studios will be open for all guests at 6 a.m. There will be no early entry on those days. However, September 1st through November 2nd, Disney's Hollywood Studios will offer extra Magic Hours every day from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., including Toy Story Land and Galaxy's Edge, based on capacity, of course. August 29th through November 2nd, Disney's Animal Kingdom will offer extra Magic Hours every day from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., including Pandora, the World of Avatar. Attractions available will be the same as the current offerings for extra Magic Hours. And then August 29th through November 2nd, Magic Kingdom will offer extra Magic Hours every day from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., and attractions available will be the same as the current offerings for extra Magic Hours. Epcot will continue to offer extra Magic Hours on select days. Extra Magic Hours require valid theme park admission and hotel ID from a participating hotel. Not all attractions are available during extra Magic Hours. Park hours and attraction availability is subject to change without notice. Now, this is interesting because you had to figure Disney World was definitely going to make some type of move to start to try to accommodate the Galaxy's Edge crowds. And I like the idea that they're actually going to offer these all around the resort so that it spreads the guests out a little bit more, because you can't just focus on Hollywood Studios. I mean, obviously that's where the crowd flow is going to go, but people are there for a week on vacation. They are going to check out the other parks. So when you do it this way, I think you're going to be able to deter crowds into different areas on different times. So not everyone is flooding to Hollywood Studios because you're not doing it all on one particular day. You're doing it every day for the better part of 2 months or a little over 2 months. So that's, I think, a pretty good strategy on Disney's part. And I still can't wait to see if they're going to offer some type of paid extra Magic Hour as well, or after hours type event for this thing, because people are going to want to get into this thing, and they're going to want to be able to experience it without crazy crowds. I think another way they can kind of deter crowds is to offer some type of hard ticket event as well to really dumb down these crowds as much as possible and make the experience good for every single guest. So the people that want to pay can have their experience, people that don't want to pay can have an experience, and it kind of sorts it all, out for everyone. So I think this is definitely a step in the right direction and definitely a good strategy Disney's taken here to try to get everyone in there and everyone to have the best experience they possibly can. So a couple files lawsuit against Disney stating they were exposed to bed bugs last year. A Louisiana couple who stayed at Disney's All-Star Movies Resort last spring has filed a lawsuit against the company seeking $75,000 in damages, alleging that Disney failed to disclose the existence of bed bugs along with failing to keep their hotel room clean. The couple states that during their Walt Disney World vacation on April of 2018, their family began experiencing skin irritation, redness, itching, and swelling, which resulted in trouble sleeping, pain, and distress. Once they returned home and realized that they had been bitten by bedbugs, they notified Disney, who, according to the lawsuit, confirmed the existence of bedbugs in the hotel room they stayed in. An exterminator who came to their house confirmed the bedbug infestation, and the family was required to evacuate their home during the treatment. The family reportedly had to dispose of furniture and personal property, and at a very great expense. Now, this is something obviously I think we can all agree on should never happen at a Disney World resort. Now, I know that these things do sometimes happen, however, so hopefully Disney takes care of these people, because it's not something that, this is something that just completely can ruin a vacation, and Disney needs to be aware, and if they're admitting they are aware, as the lawsuit states, they need to just compensate these people and move on with life, because this is something they should not put a fight up against. This is bad PR for the company. Families, you go to Disney World, you spend basically, most people just spend just nights in their hotel. They're in the parks all day. You just need to get a good night's sleep so you can get to the next day of parks. It's an exhausting day, a lot of walking. And then you get back to your room and you're getting bit by bed bugs and you have irritation, you can't sleep. This can literally ruin a whole trip. They ought to be compensated another trip, really. And Disney should definitely do everything in their power to continuously make sure, to the best of their ability, and I hope they already do this, to make sure that there's no bed bugs in anyone's bed or anyone's room. It's just an absolutely horrible experience for anyone to have to go through. I'm fortunate enough, knock on wood, that I haven't had to do it, but I've read about people having dealt with this type of thing, and it just makes someone's vacation or stay in a room absolutely miserable. You bring them home with you, then you got to get exterminators to clean your house out, and that can be a lengthy process, and it's just not an easy thing to get away with, or get rid of, I should say. And hopefully Disney just compensates these people and makes sure that everything's good with their house, and maybe even gives them, or should give them, another vacation. Before we get on to our last news story, I'd just like to say that wdwinfo.com, fueled by the Diz, and the Diz Unplugged, is where I get most of my information on these news stories, and I highly recommend anybody listening to this that's interested in these Disney news topics, check out their website. They have really awesome contributors, really awesome news stories all the time, more than I even share with you. They have all kinds of details on every park, cruise line, you name it, they've got it. They got an awesome podcast, Diz Unplugged, Disney World Edition, Diz Unplugged, Universal Edition, Disney Unplugged, Disneyland Edition. Those guys do an awesome job, and by far the most knowledgeable people that I follow regarding Disney. So definitely check them out whenever you get a chance. They do a great job, and much props to them for providing all this information to Disney fans and making things like this a lot easier to do with their information and their news reporting, and they just stay on top of everything. So check them out once again, wdwinfo.com. And lastly in the news, I just wanted to discuss Disney's Hollywood Studios logo change. Now, on May 1st, you had the 30th anniversary of Hollywood Studios, and with that, Disney revealed a new logo change for the park. The logo has BB-8, Mickey Mouse, and Woody featured in all the various O's in the Hollywood, and it just kind of gives a new feel to it, but generally not that impressive feel to it, to be honest with you. I think that Hollywood Studios, and I'm going to parlay this news right into my 50 tweaks for 50 years, Hollywood Studios needs a new name. It's no longer a studio theme park. They don't produce anything behind the scenes. You don't go on a tram tour. You don't do any of that stuff that was originally intended for this park. It's time to change the name of the park. You now experience the movies, not from behind the scenes, but actually as being part of being inside the movie. So Disney needs to get on this. Now, it's been a rumor for a while that they are going to do this. They have various different names in mind and things like that. Well, I wish they would just choose one and get on it. I think it would be best for the park going forward to just get another name so that people can identify what they're going to experience when they go into this theme park. Maybe call it Disney Hollywood Experience or Disney Inside the Movies or something. I don't have a good name, but something like that so that you understand what you're going to experience when you go into this park. You walk into this park, you're going into Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. You're going into Toy Story Land. You're going into the Twilight Zone. You're going into Rock and Roller Coaster, which is just weird in general, but whatever. And they need to have a better name for people that don't always go to Disney or don't understand what they're getting ready to experience so that it presents itself to be what it is. It's not a studio anymore. You don't make movies. You don't make shows. You don't make anything in there except for having attractions and rides and land. So this park definitely needs to get a different name, and hopefully Disney gets on that as soon as possible, because I think for the 50th anniversary, even I think this is reasonable to have a new name ready for this. And I think a lot of people thought that this was what the unveil was going to be, but then they just kind of put a new logo in. And now you got Disney Hollywood Studios with BB-8 popping out, Mickey Mouse and Woody. And I mean, what are some people going to think? I'm going behind the scenes of these movies? I don't know. It's just a weird feel. It doesn't match the theme of the park anymore. And I think they just need to give it its third name change so that we can move on with life. Anyway, we're running out of time. That's going to do it for me this week. If you like the podcast and want to help us out, just spread the word to all your Disney friends. Let them know about us. Check us out at QuickDisTakes. Our YouTube channel has many videos and much more content, including vlogs and more freeform style podcasts, as well as videos giving my opinion on certain Disney attractions. Check us out on Twitter at the backside of W1. Definitely share your comments on the podcast or any other Disney opinions you have in our videos and things like that. Hopefully next week I have a co-host, but I'm going to stop making that promise now because I'm not really sure what to expect. I do, however, have a co-host on our freeform podcast, so definitely check that one out if you like things like old nostalgic cartoons or toys and video games and things like that. We'll be touching upon all that stuff from when we were growing up, and we'll just continue to do whatever topic comes to mind for that particular week, and we have a really good time with that, so definitely check those out. Keep an eye out for more vlogs and videos on the channel, and once again, I am Tim from QuickDisTakes, and have a magical rest of your week.